and good day, you strange and wonderful weirdos. I'm John.
I'm Stacey.
It's Monday, all day long, November 21st. Here's why it's strange.
Okay. So let's start off with a story about Mars. This is a new study. We had something a little bit similar to this before, but this is a study about how life in our solar system may have started on Mars and not Earth.
That's something we believe in.
Yes. Now, I'll have to just explain how he came to this conclusion. The Professor Martin Bizzarro.
You mean Mr. Bizzarro, not I.
Right.
How he came to this conclusion. Pronouns, pal.
Martin Bizzarro said in a statement.
You wanted me to say something about Bizzarro.
No, I didn't. I just thought it was an unusual name.
Like he's like a stone-looking version of the regular Martin. You remember Bizzarro Superman?
I don't actually remember it. I just know the name.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. So this research suggests that the organic molecules that enabled life to emerge were present on Mars around 4.5 billion years ago. Now, around the same time, the same organics that hitched a ride to Mars also came to Earth. But there are several factors that may have caused Earth to not have the life first. This is according to Professor Bizzarro. First of all, Earth has plates on it that shift. Tectonic plates, Mars does not. So a lot of the things that hit Earth possibly could have been swallowed up into, the core.
Right. That makes sense.
And that wouldn't have happened on Mars. He does claim that because of the meteorites that they studied, they are 10% water. So that indicates that Mars would also have gotten water on it and the organics for life.
Tectonic plates thing is strange, is it not?
It is. It's a
considering they have like volcanoes and I mean, I know we don't see any active volcanoes now, but historically, if you read, a lot of people saw smoke up there on their planet.
Right.
And thought that there was volcanoes. Looks like a good candidate for them.
It does. I do not know enough about the geography of Mars.
I don't know. Water, dust storms.
He also says that it's believed that there was a gigantic collision between Earth and another Mars-sized planet about that time. That's how we supposedly got our moon.
Yep.
And that would have eradicated any type of life that was trying to emerge on Earth. So
probably would have made a big asteroid belt too.
Yeah. Yes, probably. So taking all of these factors into consideration, he suggests that life probably had a better chance of thriving on Mars than on Earth during those formative years.
Yes.
So it's really a good proponent for it.
Pretty crazy. Yeah. When it happened billions of years ago, of course, it knocked that little Russian kid here. He's not grown much. It's a very slow process.
Right.
But
well, they had the Viking landers in the 70s. And you had, I know Gilbert Levin was one of the scientists that worked on that, and they did that test, the labeled release life detection test.
Right.
And let me see, I have some notes on that. So in 1976,
yes,
they did tests that were positive for life detection on Mars.
Yes.
And this is not
That's when they dropped the goo underneath the lander, right? And to see if anything, chemical reaction.
I'm not sure exactly
It
how
was basically, here's dirt. If something eats this poo we're dropping, there's life.
All I know about it is they had a total of 4 positive results. It was supported by 5 varied controls. It was streamed down from twin Viking spacecraft, yeah,
Spice
that
Girls.
were 4,000 miles apart.
That's where they came from too.
So, they were really excited about the fact that they had these positive, but NASA concluded that because they didn't detect any organic matter at the time, that it was just a substance that was mimicking life, that they didn't actually find life. And
which one's stranger? Life? Or substance that mimics life.
Yes. Well, and then since then, they haven't sent another life detection experiment to Mars.
No, not even on the latest ones.
Right.
They're like,
it's kind of suspicious.
They're like, we got the sleekest, slickest, slockest thing there is.
Right.
It's a hot rod, baby. but we're not going to put that life detection
We're-
crap.
we're-
We don't need that crap on there.
We're going to look for life in the universe, but not with life detection equipment.
No.
We don't need that.
God forbid.
So, I mean, I think that's all very compelling evidence in this new study. He has all the reasons listed out there.
I think the Sumerian head that was found in a rock formation is all the proof I need.
There you go.
I know you don't like looking at those rocks, Stacey. Sometimes those rocks look mighty damn interesting.
They do. They do. That one was pretty interesting.
The
actually.
Sumerian head
It
guy
was. It was pretty close.
look just like those old Sumerian head dudes.
It does.
What's crazy is they made the statues for so long, and they always had those cool ass beards. It took a long time on their beards. Those guys had to rule for 30,000 years apiece
Just to get
the beard right.
Get the beard right.
Anyway, they find that stuff all the time, and you could actually go look at a big crop, download slop of pictures every week if you want to, and we do. And we find some really interesting things. We're like, oh, I can't believe someone's not like making a big deal about this one.
Right.
But the place just looks odd anyway, right? I mean, it looks like, I don't know, the Atacama Desert. I mean, it really does.
It does. It does. I agree. All right. Well, hopefully, I don't know. They'll never find it. They'll never tell us if they do. All right. So let's move on. You ready? Let's talk about the nation's largest center for historical records on UFOs is going to be established in New Mexico.
What a good place for it.
Yes.
But that didn't take long, did it?
Not at all.
Where should we put the UFO records? I don't know. Washington, D.C.? No, that's not a good idea. Well, then where do you want them? I mean, that's the nation's capital. How about Philadelphia? No. It's way too, it makes it too credible. It's, we need it somewhere. Roswell? Well, I mean, we could put it out that way.
It's in Albuquerque.
And everybody likes to go to Albuquerque. So, yeah, it's a safe place to put it, isn't it?
It is. So it's going to be the National UFO Historical Records Center, and it's going to be dedicated to the preservation and centralization of UFO UAP information in the United States. That is quite a mouthful. So it's led by researcher and historian David Marler.
Is it like a P.O. box?
And no, it's actually going to be a building. And he said it will feature documents from the collections of different archivists like Jan Aldrich, Rod Dyke, Barry Greenwood, Rob I can't say his last name, Swiatek.
What about the files of Uncle Sam?
Well, it says it's
dude.
going to house the collections that were owned by the J. Allen Hynek Center.
Oh, there you go.
For UFO studies. A lot of his personal files as well, which will be nice.
His personal files just says, I'll be damned.
Wow. And he said that they're also in possession of files formerly maintained by the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, which was at one time the largest civilian UFO investigative organization in the U.S. And he claims that as many as at least a dozen more private UFO collections have already been promised. So it's going to be quite a collection.
Very cool.
And I think it's, really a one-stop shop if you want to go and investigate.
So it's really just
anything.
for research.
It is. And because he claims that even though people are, there's an increasing interest in UFOs and UAPs, not that many people are interested in the history, and that's what they really need to be.
I'm interested in history.
Yeah, that's what they really need to be focusing on.
I'm very interested, but I could probably teach one of the classes.
Yes. Well, I like that now you can go to this one center and all the records are right there. You don't have to try and Google them.
We need a paranormal one like that.
That would be cool.
There's a long history of ghosts and, in every culture.
Just have a paranormal library.
Yeah, but ones that were
awesome.
taken serious, because there's a lot that were taken serious.
Right.
And people wouldn't even realize, even like the White House ghost, that's actually taken pretty serious. They make the tongue in cheek about it, but I think most everyone has experienced it.
It's such a wide gamut though, because they have like that Psychical Research Center, and they probably have a lot of really good information on stuff like that. But paranormal is such a wide and diverse.
It is, but we'd have wings.
There you go.
We can make a pentagram. Not tell anybody that it's going to be a pentagram.
Let somebody find it on Google Earth.
Yeah, we'll just be like, we got a bunch of halls.
And then we'd be like, oh, that was quite by accident.
There's a nice circle that goes around all the halls just for
ease.
Convenience. The normal entrance is on the north side. Stacey and I enter from the south. We'll let you figure that one out. A few years.
Oh, okay.
How long does it take for Google to fly over?
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's do this last story. So this is about a strange thing that happens to some sheep in China. There's a lot of China stuff coming up recently.
Yeah.
All right. So this is about a flock of sheep that's been caught on CCTV walking around in a circle for 12 days. Just following each other in a circle.
4 legs or 2?
4 legs.
Okay, you said walking.
Well, they walk on 4 legs.
You didn't see the goat.
I didn't see the goat.
You didn't see the goat.
Okay, there was a goat walking on 2 legs.
There was a goat video going around Reddit. Mm-hmm. And it messed with my head.
Wasn't from China, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, it was a black goat.
That makes it even worse.
Well, yeah, it was like the one from the movie.
Oh, I see.
It was very, very creepy. And something else creepy just happened. It doesn't matter why the timer said what it said, but I was just looking over and it was 1:11:11, right? So that was the timer I just look at. Other than the black goat that walked on 2 legs, by the way, to trick a chicken into a roost.
That was a plan.
To make it think it was a human.
Oh. Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
What was its plan after that? I mean, they don't eat chickens, right?
I don't know.
So
I think it was just maybe helping it out. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
That sounds like a weird like fairy tale or something.
It may not be as nefarious as what it looked, but it was freaky. Anyway, you know what? The hell with you, goat. Look at that. Is that not weird?
Okay, that's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
All right, what were you asking me?
I wasn't. I was trying to do the story. I think you were asking something or telling something. You were freaked out by the goat.
No, you asked me something else.
I don't remember.
Totally did. And I was going to continue with the ghost story. Goat story. The ghost of the goat.
I asked you what the goat's plan was for the chicken. Why would it try to trick him that he was human? Like, what would be the point of that?
Something else.
No, I don't.
There's something else.
I don't know. We can't rewind in the middle of recording. That would be silly.
Oh, no. All right. We'll answer it tomorrow.
Okay, so flock of sheep walking around in a circle for 12 days without shopping. They didn't go shopping either. Too busy walking in a circle without stopping in China. Now, this is at a farm where they have, this is the weird part, they have 34 sheep pens at the farm, okay? But only the sheep.
Better than 34 Sean pens.
That's true. Only the sheep in pen number 13 moved in a circle.
The 111. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
That's really weird.
Yeah, you just sort of bled right over my weird.
No. That's super weird. Hold on, it's coming up.
Okay.
The 111. So for the last 3 days.
Yes.
3 days was the story. 3 lovers in 3 ways. Sorry. So the last 3 days, the 11/11 time prompt phenomena. It doesn't really freak me out because it happened so much over the last, 30 years or so.
Right.
And I don't think much about it now, honestly. When I see it, I'm like, oh, hey, look there. Make a wish, whatever. And the last few days, Raja had told me that it was happening. Mm-hmm. And readings by Raja, you need to check it out. It's got a really cool video on YouTube. Here's the link. Anyway, so Raja had told me, that it had been happening to her.
Right.
So we were watching some television, and I noticed that it was 111. I mean, it just so happened. Like when you check your phone and you're sitting there with somebody, and you both happen to look at the same time?
Right.
So that happened. 11/11 happened. Mm-hmm. Another 111 happened. Another 11/11 happened. It happened like 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Every time. And I'm not talking like I notice. I'm like, hey, look at that. I'm talking where you happen to be looking at the same thing.
It's weird.
Where you happen to be checking something. And it just every time until the last time, which was last night. And it freaked us out.
And now you just saw it again.
Yes.
I wonder what somebody's trying to get a hold of you or something. There's like a message going on there. Isn't that what that means? Like
it might.
It's like a sign. Like
I think it could be a sign from like the sheep in China. They're like, don't talk about the sheep circle.
Don't talk about the goat.
Yeah, don't talk about the blackie
That walks on 2 legs. Anyway, baffling display.
So this has happened before. It's happened with other animals. We've done stories in the past. And we've mused that it could be the same thing, the same reason crop circles are created. In the past, we've talked about electromagnetic forces and
right.
You know, homing pigeons.
Sorry, my disease is spreading. Well, what's strange about this is the fact that there are so many sheep pens and just the one pen was affected. There is a disease that causes some animals to appear disoriented, and they are like flock animals. So once some of them started doing it, they claim that others would just follow along. But 12 days, that is quite extended.
They actually seem pretty oriented. I mean, like everybody else seems disoriented. Those sheep have their crap together. The, you know, lot number 13, probably a coincidence on that
I'm
part.
sure it probably is.
I mean, if I was like a tricky little demon, the last thing I'm going to, well, no, I would do that. I would totally do that. I would totally pick the 13th lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the 13th hour.
There was an article out a couple days after this happened where they were like, oh, it's just, they were speculating, you know, about the pack animals and how it's perfectly normal that some started doing it, so the others just followed along. And, you know, they're like, oh, we solved this. And that was their answer. It was like,
well, I know I've seen wolves do it. I know I've seen recent videos like cows and horses. And
we have had a few stories. Normally our stories are not that amount of time, though. Like 12 days is an excessive amount of time. And even the explanation, like maybe they had some kind of disease, they would have already succumbed to that before the 12. Like it only takes like 48 hours to spread or kill.
Has anybody spoke to the farmers?
The lady that owns the place has no idea. Completely baffled.
She might want to speak to the people tending those sheep. Might be some kind of
nothing.
Pretty strange.
Very
Stacey.
strange.
Everything's kind of went strange. It's a little derailed. I'll blame the sheep.
Sheep's fault.
That's why today's strange.